Hi Flosstube, I'm Carrie. This is my third time recording. I just dropped something. My cat's playing with a bag. She was trying to get something. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna do it together. So, welcome back. Three Trail Stitcher is our Flosstube channel. I think this is Flosstube number 7. Laverne, who loves to be on camera all of a sudden. So it's just me today. Next week, someone else will be with us. My mom might even join us for a Flosstube coming up. We're trying to convince her because she does some beautiful stitching. She does things that we don't necessarily do. Like I love blackbird design, but I've not stitched any. She does lots of blackbird design. So anyway, so we're hoping she'll join us. It's just a rotating cast of characters, and boy, are we characters. So, let's see what's going on. It is hot in Independence today, Kansas City, close to 90. I think it's going to be, I mean, I say this, but it may not be true. I mean, we've had 70-degree days in December, so I think it's our last hot day. I'm going to say it. I'm going to chance it. By the end of this week, it's supposed to be a high of 60. We have aches and pains warnings on the news because our temperatures are going to drop pretty rapidly. And hopefully it will be fall. Our trees are starting to really turn. By next weekend, after we have a little cold snap, I think that they'll really turn and be really pretty. You never know. We have years where everything just falls off the trees before it really turns beautiful colors, but they're looking really nice so far. So I think it's going to be a pretty year for that if you're into trees changing colors. What else? So my mom has not been getting out much because of COVID. So we've not, like, I've not eaten at a restaurant in 6 months, you know, we've not been anywhere. So, she just wanted to get out of the house. And so we loaded up in the car and we drove to Lexington, Missouri, which is probably 30 minutes away from Independence. Not too bad. It's a pretty drive, you know, more rural. You get to drive by the river. It is a historical town, Civil War battle. The, Anderson House, I believe, is a Civil War home that you can tour, not during COVID times. So anyway, so we drove down there and we drove all that way to eat at Made Right. We don't have Made Right, in case you don't know, it is a chain. There aren't a ton. There's quite a few in through Iowa, maybe Minnesota. It's very much a Midwest thing. It's been around for a long time. One of my grandmother's friends worked at Made Right when she was a teenager. But anyway, it's loose meat sandwiches. So we have a loose meat place, like Burger Drive-In here, that's been open since, I don't know what, the 40s maybe, 50s? That's in Independence, and it's called Mugs Up, which is real close to us. But Made Right is also loose meat. It's totally different flavor. So we drove up to Made Right. It's just a little drive-in. Really good. The burger was great. They had fried mushrooms that were incredible. I've been craving fried mushrooms randomly, and they were really good. And it was just a pretty drive, and it got my mom out of the house, got us out of the house, because it's easy to get kind of down lately. Just, I mean, it's rough. It's a rough world out there, folks. So it's just nice to spend some time with my mom and sister and take a little drive. So then we brought my mom home, and Sarah and I went to CC & Company, our L&S in Blue Springs. And I walked in and I heard someone say, "Hey, I know you." And it was Athena from Stitching with Friends, who I love Stitching with Friends. They're one of my favorites to watch. And it was just really great to see her. You know, we talk to each other, or we see each other on Flosstube, or we talk on Instagram, that kind of thing, but we're all in our own bubbles. But to have someone, like, stitching people that live close, that aren't just my immediate family, it's really nice. So it was really nice to see her in person and talk to her. And then we saw the ladies from Black Needle Society, and one of the designers for Blackbird Designs was at CC, so it was really cool. It was nice. It was a nice little trip. It's nice to see people. So I told Athena that maybe after the plague times are over, we'll be able to meet and stitch in person. Wouldn't that be great? But I don't know, it was really nice. So Athena, it was really nice to see you. And of course I bought some stuff. I didn't even plan to go to CC. Sarah wanted to go because there were patterns she wanted last week that she didn't get. And I was like, I'll ride along with you. I mean, what torture to have to go to the cross stitch store. So of course I ended up walking out $50 poorer, so you can always find something to buy. So anyway, so that was my day. Got to see a new friend. Got to eat some loose meat sandwiches. If you're not from the Midwest, it probably sounds super gross. And when I was a kid, I refused to eat it. But like so many things, I've grown to love. So let's get into stitching. This probably won't be a super long video. I've already started it 3 times. And things just happened, got interrupted, my cat, random things. So I want to get it done and get it sent. I almost today was like, I don't, maybe I'll skip this week. I won't record a Flosstube, but I always feel like I'm in a better mood after I talk to you guys, even if it's just me sitting here talking to myself. And so I wanted to record, and I have stuff to show. Come on now. Let's do this thing. So I have one finish. It was a quick one. So last week we showed Bump in the Night. I think it's Bump in the Night by Prairie Schooler that Sarah purchased at CC. And we talked about we were going to stitch the back to the smalls. And so I did that. We didn't have time that night. We made dinner and we just we had to run places and time got away from us. And so we only had time to watch one movie. Normally we would be together till, 11:30, midnight. We watch like 2-3 movies. One movie, we watched Bill and Ted, which was great. I paid $25 for it, so we're definitely going to watch it over and over again. But hopefully we'll be able to get together again soon and watch our Halloween-y movies. Because it's getting to be that time, as all of my whips will show you, and my finish. So I stitched it. I started this actually on Sunday. We got together Saturday. I started on Sunday. And it's on a piece, I'm gonna guess it's Picture This Plus. It's a remnant. CC and Company will sometimes sell remnants towards the end, when it's what they have left of fabric, and they're usually pretty cheap. Some of them are even like $1.50. So, and they're always big enough to put an ornament on or something like that. So this is like a remnant piece that I got from CC. I just did it with 310 and then a random orange that I pulled out of another project that was sitting next to me. And I have enough space on this little piece of fabric that I could do probably the other smalls, like a few, because, thanks, Vern. Okay, yeah, say hello, and we're gone. Okay, that's my day in a nutshell. So anyway, so I have room on here to do others, because we use the cross-stitch calculator that probably 95% of us use, and it always overestimates fabric, so I always feel like I'm wasting fabric. But I just decided to grab this. I knew it would fit. Now I have room for more. That's all I'm going to say about that. So what did I work on this week? I worked on like 3 different things, mostly 2 pretty diligently. I finally picked back up Judith Kirby, my Halloween Victorian. I'm going to do the 2 together. This is number 9, and then the other one is 15. I'm not sure. It doesn't say on the back. Anyway, so I kept going on this. I'm taking my sweet time with this because I really enjoy it. So I'm trying not to rush through stitching it. I'm just telling myself it doesn't need to be done for Halloween. It can be done for next Halloween. So here's where I am. So last time you saw it, I probably had the fence done and maybe over to like here. So I stitched more on the house. The house, of course, will keep going. The end of that fence is the end of the first pattern. So once I get over there, I will be starting the second half. I can't say enough good things about this Judith Kirby pattern and her designing. And I've said it before, but when you first look at the pattern and you see there's so many half stitches and so many half stitches with different like ply, like 2 ply or 1, or you start to question it. Like, is this gonna look right? And then you start stitching it and it all just comes together so well and creates a lot of depth. Even the windows with the 2 different colors, and this is without the back stitch. I just think it's, I don't know, I just really love it. So if you've not stitched Judith Kirby and you are even thinking about it, do it, because it's really relaxing and enjoyable, and it's fun to see it come together. This fabric is 14 count Zweigart Autumn Blush, and it's perfect. I want something very similar for last week. I showed Praiseworthy Stitches Trick or Treat. because this is like, this sky, this color makes me think of Halloween's when I was little. Like, we never went out after it was dark. I mean, we were out after it was dark, but we would always go out, start in the evening because we had school the next day. And so that sort of dusk look is exactly what I want for most of my Halloween stuff, because that's what makes me think of my childhood. So I worked on Judith Kirby, and then I decided to get back to Midnight Way by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I think it was Helen D who said that Frosted Pumpkin is like, stitching them is like putting on a cozy sweater or something, which is totally true. It's comfort stitching 101, which is exactly what I need right now. So I think last time you saw it, I pretty much had the first building done except for the white. So I started adding it. My white is glow in the dark. I'm going to do all of my white glow in the dark. So, and then I started on the next, which is the pet store. Got a lot of it done. All that's left is the door and then the big sign that says cats and bats, I believe. And then once that's done, and I'm just taking my time. This will not be done. I am not going to catch up with the stitch along. The last part comes out sometime this week, I think. Monday? I don't know. It comes out soon. And so I'm way behind. I still have the third building. I have to finish the third building to do. And then the bottom will be all border. So what I might do is finish this and then do this part of the border. Then move my Q-snap and do the third building, which is super cute. It is a bookstore. And books are my life. I worked for Barnes & Noble for 13.5 years. And now I'm a librarian. So I'm very excited for the bookstore. So I worked on this. This was a lot of my time this week. And I feel pretty good about where I am. Last night, at like 10:30, was randomly like, I'm gonna watch an episode of True Blood. Get down, Vern. And I'm gonna start stitching something new. I'm my cat again. So I've had this kitted up for a year probably. And I just hadn't started it yet. This is the Sleepy Hollow stitch along from last Halloween. Sleepy Hollow. Did I say Sleepy? Tiny Modernist. It's the Tiny Modernist stitch along from last Halloween, Sleepy Hollow. It was a 4-part. You can do them as drums. I'm going to stitch it all together. But I just decided I'm going to start it. I'm finally going to start it. So I started part 1. My fabric is Fabric Flare, and I don't know the name of it. It's a piece that my mom had, and she let me have. So here it is. That's just my start. It's just the border. It is not that impressive, but it's a start. So now it's officially a whip, which is my goal. And I might work on this tonight, actually, because I'm kind of excited to see it come to life. Notice my Morgan hoop. I was influenced by Stitching with Friends, and it's amazing. Like a drum. I really like it. It's weird to go from a Q-snap where it's all squared off to go back to a hoop, but I think I'll really enjoy it. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna stop using Q-snaps, but I like it. Okay, so those are my whips for this week. My whips haul. I told you I was gonna go quick. My haul this week, I was doing okay, and then I went to CC today, went a little crazy. So I ordered, a few weeks ago, I ordered some fabric from Bestitch Me. I have one other piece of her fabric, which of course I've not used yet, because it's just part of the hoard. But I bought Dirty Chalkboard, 14 count Ada. I really like it. I'd seen Sambry Stitches stitch the hands-on design autumn word thing on this, and so I really liked it. I bought it. I don't mind stitching on black, but I think this will be way more enjoyable. And then because I had purchased fabric that week, I got to enter her giveaways that she does on the weekends of her Friday Fight Nights, and I won 16 count Ada in Lotus, which is gorgeous. I have a thing for purple fabric, apparently. Very like light lavender purple, cool modeling. I love it. I'm very excited. I don't know what I'll stitch on this, but I love it. I did more damage last night in Friday Fight Night. I think I bought 2 more pieces. So in a few weeks, you will see those as well. So then we went to CC today. I got floss for a Frosted Pumpkin thing I want to start. When I bought my Morgan hoop, I bought some colors of floss. I bought Cotton Candy, which is a really, really super pale pink, almost white. And then I bought this Snips and Snails, which is like blue, greens, purples, super pale. So here's my thing. I don't like stitching white stitches. I do them, you know, it is what it is. But I really want to stitch the Stitching with the Housewives, their latest ornament, the Halloween one that has the ghost. And so I'm going to stitch my ghost in one of these two, which are sort of like pale pastels or a super pale pink, almost white. So this one was Gentle Arts and the Snips and Snails was Classic Colorworks. So that's my goal when I stitch that ornament someday. You know, grand ideas. As far as Stitching with the Housewives, when I went to CC today, I had pre-ordered Boo to You, so I picked that up. Sorry about the glare. I love this because I'm a huge Disney person and it makes me think of the Boo to You, the song they play for the Halloween parade. And I'm thinking I might turn one of my pumpkins into a Mickey pumpkin, but I'll have to figure it out. So that's my goal. I bought this just because I thought it was cute from Rosie and me. It is Helga's Witch Recipe, and I just really liked it. I thought it was very cute. I think Whitney would like this as well. And then I had pre-ordered Hands-On Design, the Flamboyance of Flamingos, or what is it called? A Flamboyance Holiday? I'm not sure. But there's 3 in the series. I'm assuming only 3. Laverne just wants all the attention. So let me say hello again and goodbye. Her sister's just sitting over here staring at me. So I bought these. I don't know if it's just going to be 3. Maybe total. But there's this one, which says Flamingo All the Way. This one, which is Falalamingo. Love it. And this one, which is Flamingo Bells. I love flamingos. I think it's because I love going to Florida. Honestly, I don't know why, but these will perfectly match my Christmas. My Christmas is very pink and aqua, and my Christmas tree's pink. I'm very excited to stitch these when I'm in the mood for Christmas. But currently I'm still Halloween all the way. She's gonna sneak back in here. So that was my haul. I also bought, let's see, what else did I buy? I bought a RBG pattern where the proceeds go to the ACLU, Steph X Stitch on Etsy. It was her pattern, so I bought that. I would like to stitch it soon. I bought 2 Frosted Pumpkin patterns. Sorry, my iPad is once again not charged, so I can't show you. Frosted Pumpkin does a stitch along seasonally, and so I bought the 2 patterns for that. Don't get your tinsel and what is it? Don't get your tinsel and tangle. And then there's a snowman gingerbread snow globe thing I bought as well. And then I bought this little RBG pin, which I will turn into a needle minder. I did wear it. I went to vote yesterday and I wore it. This is designed by an illustrator that lives in the Kansas City area. She illustrated the picture book, I Descent, which is a great picture book if you're looking for a book for your kids about RBG. So, bought that. Wore it to vote. Go vote, everybody. What else? I think that's it for my haul. Plans? I got really excited. Plans? So the Frosted Pumpkin thing I was talking about, they do these seasonal stitch-alongs and they let people in their Facebook group vote for which patterns they want to do. So I voted. The ones I chose did not get picked, but that's okay because all of their patterns are cute. So I bought both of those. If you stitch them, I think you can win a prize if you just finish them, but then also if you fully finish something, you can win a prize as well. And the prize this time are project bags, which are made with Frosted Pumpkin fabric. Like, you know, you can't get the Frosted Pumpkin fabric anywhere else, so very excited. So I'm going to stitch one of those, or maybe both. So I bought some floss for those. It's not everything I need, but most of it. So my plan is to maybe start one of those Christmas stitches, although I'm full on Halloween-y right now. Other plan, I want to keep working on Sleepy Hollow. And if I have any time where I just want to pick something else up, I'll go back to Frosted Pumpkin Midnight Way. And then also I've been thinking about the 13 starts for Halloween that Athena from Stitching with Friends is doing. I think Connie from Count Twice Stitch Once is going to do 31 starts. That's amazing. But no, because I couldn't do that. I can't imagine. She does a lot of ornaments and stuff, and they'll all be amazing. But I can't even wrap my brain around that. So I do have other things that I would like to start during the month of October. My Praiseworthy Stitches Trick or Treat and the Glendon Place Monster March that I purchased last week. I'd like to start those. But I've decided that I think what I'm going to do for the 13 starts of October, or I'm not sure if that's what it's called officially. I think Athena will put out a hashtag soon if she hasn't already. I think I'm going to commit 13 hours to different projects. So 13 hours on Sleepy Hollow, 13 hours on Midnight Way, 13 hours on Judith Kirby. Because if I'm home, it's hard for me in the evenings, you know, after school to come home and stitch, but I do every night, you know, a couple hours. And then on the weekends, if I stitch like on a Sunday, I stitch the whole day. So that's 8 hours right there probably. So that's what I'm thinking I'll do. And then maybe during that time, I can also start the Praiseworthy Stitches and the Glendon Place. But I have to get fabric for those. I bought all the floss. Joann's was having a sale. I don't know if they're still having it, 45 cents for DMC. It was not on sale when I bought it, but I used 20% off coupon. So I bought all of the floss for the Glendon Place and for the Praiseworthy Stitches. That's a lot of floss. I spent $30 with my coupon on floss. So anyway, that's my plan. 13 hours to, you know, maybe 5 different projects. And then by the time October's done, I mean, probably halfway through October, I'll be ready to move on to Christmas. I decorate for Christmas November 1st. I don't put stuff out in between Halloween and Christmas. My Halloween stuff comes down, my Christmas goes up. And I probably won't, sometimes I go crazy. My first year I decorated for Christmas, I had 5 Christmas trees of varying sizes, not all big. But this year I'm gonna go pretty simple. That's my goal, because I need a fun, enjoyable holiday. We all do. We all need some fun. And Halloween's not gonna be fun. I mean, we can make it fun. So anyway, so that's my plans for stitching. I'm rambling. I was gonna make it short, and I'm rambling. So now is the time that if you, well, before everyone goes that doesn't want to hear about my media corner, we're not too far from 100 subscribers, which is mind-boggling and very exciting that you guys want to listen to us ramble nonsensically. But thank you for subscribing and for coming back and for wanting to hear us, me or all of us, to see my cat hog the camera. So thank you. So when we reach 100 subscribers, I'd like to do a giveaway. We've never done a giveaway. We'll give it a whirl. What we were thinking is that I'd make a project bag, and it's not going to be perfect because, you know, I'm learning, but they're pretty good. They're okay. So I'm going to make a project bag, and then we thought we would dye some fabric and maybe throw in a piece of fabric to go along with it. And maybe a pattern if we can find one that we want to share. So anyway, that's our idea when we reach 100 subscribers. So anyway, thank you so much for subscribing and wanting to come back. And now it's time for Media Corner, which will be short. So if you don't want to listen to me talk about movies, books, or podcasts, click right off and I'll see you next time. Okay, for those of you who are still here, Media Corner, I think I told you I finished Presidential. Amazing. So I listened to Truman by David McCullough a little bit, and it's just going to be a slow process because it's 54 hours. But I've really enjoyed hearing about independence, about my hometown, and things that, you know, history, good and bad, that I did not know about my hometown. And then I started while I was at work, and I was working on like my virtual library and that kind of stuff. I started Constitutional, which is from the Washington Post. It's by Lillian Cunningham, the same person who did Presidential, and it's fabulous. So the first 4 episodes, I believe, are, one's on nationality, one's on race, gender. I can't remember what the other one is. And then after that, it slowly goes into other parts of amendments. So it doesn't specifically talk about, like, this episode's about the 19th Amendment. It'll talk about historical events around those amendments. It's fascinating. It's really interesting. So it's only 11 episodes, maybe. So it'll be a much quicker listen. I've really enjoyed it. So if you are interested in history in the least, check it out. So I don't know. It's nice to learn something new. So I'm still reading. I did get a kids graphic novel in there. It's called Stepping Stones. So if you have any kiddos that love graphic novels, it was a really good one. I enjoyed it. I can't remember who it was by, but it's Stepping Stones and it's brand new. Relatively new. Maybe last month or so. And then I'm still reading Death on the Nile. I'm going kind of slow on it. I just haven't been reading much, which is unusual for me. Stitching more, watching lots of Flosstube, but I just go through stages where I just don't read as much. I'm always reading something, but not always quickly. So I'll stick with Death on the Nile because I'm getting into it. I really like Agatha Christie books. They may seem somewhat old-fashioned to some people, but there's a reason that she is, the best mystery writer out there. So she writes a great mystery. And what have I been watching? I can't get into anything. So I've been watching lots of bits and pieces of things, like some Medium. Vern, goodness gracious. So some Medium. Like I said, I watched an episode of True Blood last night, which I've watched before. I've heard Utopia on Prime is good. What else did I watch? I've been watching like old movies. I watched The Sum of All Fears randomly last night for no reason. I think movies are just easy right now for me to stitch to. But I've been watching a ton of Flosstube. Java Girl Stitches. I watched. Who else have I been watching? Stitching stuff. Stitching with Friends. I don't know. I watch a lot. Laverne's not going to stop, so we're going to have to wrap this up. What are you wanting? Look. Say hello. Okay. So she wants attention, and I want to upload this. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. We're going to try one more time. So thank you so much for coming back and putting up with us and putting up with this cat who next week when we film is going to have to go my bedroom for a while or something because she's making me nuts. I hope you guys have a good week. I know it's easy right now to kind of get bogged down and get, feel a little defeated. We're in month 7 of COVID, and, I think the election is not, I don't know. It's just a lot. There's a lot going on. Losing RBG, I don't know. It's been a rough year. 2020 has not been for the faint of heart. So, stitching helps. Watching Flosstube helps. I mean, you guys who have Flosstubes and you that are commenting and subscribing, you help me every day. You cheer me up and help me keep going. Listen to a great podcast, read a great book, and stitch all the things. I've decided I'm starting whatever I want to start because it's 2020. Right, Vern? So we got to do what we got to do. So I'm just going to start things, and they'll get done at some point. So, when we reach the 1-year anniversary and I have 5 million starts, be like, remember, Carrie? You said you were going to start all the things back there in September. So take care. I hope you have a great week. Get some stitching in, and I will see you next time. See you real soon. Bye.